It can be just as easy to use the law of attraction to manifest what might be considered the big stuff as it is to create the little things once you understand your role in the process. For anyone who has tried to manifest a parking space or a small object like some coins on the ground, there's usually a degree of being able to do this with some accuracy. But there are also those who know how to experience a very different level of manifestation. Consider this. If you were to make the attempt to manifest a parking space, would it feel terrible if you didn't make it happen? Would you dwell on it for a day or even hours? Probably not. But if you didn't manifest the love of your life, or a windfall of money, or the perfect career, how would you feel about that? Would it frustrate you and cause you discomfort? Or could you let it go and be okay without it? Being okay without it is actually one of the keys to the manifestation process. It removes the wedge between you and what you want. It's the importance that we give our desires that causes discomfort when they're not manifested, and that is also what keeps it at a distance. If you set your focus on manifesting a few coins on the ground, the likelihood that you're going to dwell on that is not as great as if you set your focus on manifesting what you would consider a large sum of money. But the energy and vibration of money is the same, whether it comes in what is considered small amounts or large amounts. It only has a greater value because we give it a greater value through the meaning that we assign to it. So we start by working with our own internal boundaries and then expanding those boundaries to match the value of the bigger manifestation we would like to have as our experience in physical reality. If your desire feels like it's on a level that is higher or more important than the level you occupy, you have to stretch and grow yourself towards it. It doesn't work the other way around. In actuality, that important thing is available now. It's only that your perception is tuned to a different frequency. So how do you tune yourself to the big stuff? The first step is to stop allowing these things to be bigger and more important than the value you hold on yourself. When you think of what you might consider to be your bigger goals, they may very well give you some discomfort. And that's okay. This means that you have enough courage to move past your current reality. If you do have discomfort, experience and evaluate it. Ask yourself, what about this makes me feel uncomfortable when I think about manifesting this thing into my life? Although the discomfort is a vibrational indicator that you are not valuing yourself enough to experience it, it's also your teacher. So next, you'll want to look at your current reality and try to determine where you are out of alignment with your desire. So let's go back to the example of manifesting money. At which point do you feel like a specific amount of money is too big for you to manifest? Do you believe you could manifest 5 cents on the sidewalk? How about a $1 bill? Do you believe you could easily create $100? You can keep going through this process incrementally until you find the number that makes you uncomfortable. It's important to really get in touch with the discomfort. What you're looking for with this process is your money ceiling, where you begin to feel that discomfort. Your ceiling is as far as you can go and still feel a level of comfort. You could also use this process to find your love ceiling, or your happiness ceiling, or the ceiling you have for any other feeling that corresponds with what you would like to create. Any ceiling you can identify is held in place by a fundamental belief, oftentimes a subconscious belief. Once you've identified the place that begins to give you discomfort, stay with that feeling for just a minute. And from that place, ask yourself, if I manifested this and fill in your desire, what in my life would suffer? With this process, you're bringing to the surface of your consciousness what your discomfort is an indicator of. Write down exactly what you're concerned about. Generally, the first few things that come to mind are the hidden beliefs that cause you to feel uncomfortable and therefore blocks you from the manifestation. Some common answers for a lot of manifestations are these. 1. Leisure time. I won't have time to relax. 2. Commitment. I'll lose my freedom. 3. My health. I might have long hours and not get enough sleep. 4. Relationships, which is actually a really big one. I might not be able to spend as much time with my family and friends. People I know might not be able to relate to me anymore. I might lose the love of others. My social life might dwindle. My partner might find me intimidating. Number 5, my reputation. Others might be angry with me or jealous of my success. Number 6, my personal identity. I may have to change something about myself that I'm not ready to change. And number 7, my career. I might have to give up what I'm really passionate about. The old belief is what causes the wedge between you and what you want. For example, if I have more money, I will suffer in some other way. With this process, you can easily identify a belief that is holding your discomfort in place, which keeps your manifestation from becoming a part of your physical reality. So now we have to ask the question, once you've identified your discomfort belief, is it really true? Is this belief 100% true? Is it possible? Yes. But is it true? Be really honest with yourself about that. For example, you might ask yourself, if I manifest more money in my life, is it true that I might lose the love of my friends and family? That seems a little irrational and probably unlikely. But keep going through this process every time you feel some level of frustration about your manifestation not being in physical form just yet. And in doing so, you begin to uncover and clear your limiting beliefs and stretch yourself towards your manifestation. You become more important to yourself. You increase your value, and you begin to chip away at that wedge that's between you and your big manifestation. Once you remove and challenge all of those limiting beliefs that you bring up to the surface, there is nothing left to stand between you and your big manifestation. Manifestation requires focus. When we're fully focused, we're in alignment. The point of this exercise is to show you where you are out of alignment or not focused with your desires. There's a part of you that desires to create something in your life. That's the part of you that has you here watching this video. And you've just discovered there's another part of you that actually doesn't want that to happen. This is the part of you where the energy is unfocused. This is most likely true for anything you desire but have not yet manifested. We're taught to take the part of us that wants our desire and use it to try to overpower the part of us that's resistant. We push ourselves to do this until we feel burnout or discouragement from a lack of results. And then we start to believe things like, I wasn't committed enough, I wasn't strong enough, I wasn't determined enough or smart enough. And then these ideas build upon our old belief that we have to suffer for what we really want. But instead of trying to overpower the parts of you that are resisting your desire, learn to integrate them by healing them and bringing them into alignment. This is a large part of our journey in physical form, to become as whole and integrated as possible. And when we get into fulfillment with our desire, when every part of us wants it to come true without any resistance, it happens easily, even the big stuff. You still have to take action, but that action will begin to feel easy and natural. The process becomes effortless because there's no longer a part of you that's resisting the desire. You're then focusing all of your energy towards your desire instead of fighting internally against the resistance that blocks it. And when this happens, you begin to illuminate your entire consciousness on your desire, and it becomes lit up for the whole of universal abundance to find you.